Now, who here is excited to see a harbor seal? All right. Now, who here isn't sure which one's which? All right, there we go. Yeah. But we're excited to see them nonetheless, right? All right. So hopefully by the end of this presentation, we're going to be able to identify which of these is a California sea lion and which of these animals is a harbor seal. And before we get started on that, let's give a little background of these animals. These are marine mammals. We can find them living right here off of our coast. And being that they are mammals, they're going to share some characteristics with us, things that we all have in common. For instance, take your hand, place it on the top of your head, give yourself a little pat. What are most of you going to be feeling up there? Hair, yeah. If it's not there, go ahead, touch somewhere else. You got hair. Believe me. Now, they have hair as well, being that they are marine mammals, but they're also going to have other characteristics, such as the fact that they are warm-blooded. That means they produce their own internal body heat. They also are going to be able to come up to the surface when they want to breathe air. And this is an important one. How many of you here hatched from an egg? Oh, okay, I've got some questions, some secret bird people in the audience, because for the rest of us mammals, live birth is how we come into the world, and that is how we get our fantastic seals and sea lions. And also, another mammal trait, what is mammal's first meal? What is baby's first meal when they're first born? Milk, there we go. And they drink milk, or their mothers produce milk when they're first born from their mammary glands. That's how we get the name mammal. So there we go, we've covered our mammal traits. So now we know a little bit what we have in common with them. And now we can start to get into some of the special adaptations that they have for being seals and sea lions. An adaptation being any physical or behavioral characteristic that allows them to be better suited to their environment. It looks like on cue, big wave and a round of applause for our entomologist team making their way onto the beach. And keep those round of applause going for my friend on the inside. We've got Zach. How are you doing there, Zach?
Hey guys, good morning to you. Can you hear me okay out there? We're all good? Awesome. Well, look at this. We got a great crowd today. Good morning to y'all. By the way, thank you so much for spending this day with us. I really appreciate y'all. Anyway, of course, Sam doing a wonderful job as always getting these guys set up. How cool is it, y'all, that not only are these our neighbors, literally they live right behind the aquarium, we have so much in common with them. Definitely some of my favorite animals, I gotta say, probably in the whole ocean. But tell you what, my goodness, guys, look at who we have. He's creeping out of the water a little bit. You guys see this big guy? He is actually one of the largest, one of the heaviest, and one of the very sweetest animals at the aquarium. My goodness, we got Mr. Parker coming up here on the beach. Now, of course, he's going to be an example of a California sea lion, specifically a mature male sea lion. You might notice he's got a big bump on his head. It's called a sagittal crest. All mature males will have that, so that's going to be in contrast to Chase over here, also Queen, our non-dominant male sea lions in here. But Sam, I think one thing at least I want to leave today knowing is at least the difference between a seal and a sea lion, kind of the easiest way to tell, right? I would say would have to be that coloration. There you go, he's waving at you guys. There he goes. It's kind of that solid color, Sam. But why might that be important out there in the natural environment?
Well, I'd like to ask you folks here, has anyone ever been swimming here in Southern California? All right. Are our waters crystal clear? No. They are murky. They're full of lots of nutrients, lots of tiny little animals and plankton living in there, and that makes the water look murky. So that beautiful murky brown color you see on our sea lions really allows them to camouflage out there in that open ocean. It's very effective so that even when they're just a little bit under the surface, it's very difficult to see them. It seems like we're getting a great demonstration of our California sea lions right at the moment, showing off what they look like when they are on land. And it's pretty impressive how they move, right, Zach?
No, it honestly is. In fact, get this out. It's actually kind of cool. These California sea lions are actually one of the like two marine mammals. Actually, their front appears just to propel themselves through the water, right? The only other one being a polar bear. And why is that important? Well, guys, look at how massive. There he goes. Look at how massive those front flippers are, y'all. I'm telling you what, they are huge. Again, like two marine mammals actually not large enough ones to move through the water like that. Now, that also, of course, helps them on land, guys. In fact, I probably wouldn't want to get the big foot race, to be honest with you, or a flipper race, I should say, with one of our wonderful California sea lions that are pretty quick on land. You know, obviously spend most of the time in the water. It's pretty impressive here. So those huge front flippers is how they're going to get around there. And then, of course, Sam, well, in the water, of course, they're very fast and maneuverable as well. And a big part of that has to be another adaptation that we also share, wouldn't you say? It also can help someone land too on their hindquarters, wouldn't you say?
Well, yes. And that's going to be the fact that they have rotating hips, just like we do. Now, we use our rotating hips to be able to walk upright and, of course, occasionally bust a dance move. Our California sea lions, well, they might bust a dance move as well. Yeah, but they are also going to use those rotating hips to rotate underneath their body to walk, run, and gallop when they are on land. So they are very mobile both in and out of the water, displaying really amazing acrobatics. And this is going to be helpful because despite being a large predator themselves, they do have a couple of predators. Anyone have any guesses what might go after them? Yeah, go ahead, shout out. Ooh, a killer whale or an orca. Anything else? Sharks. There we go. Yes, those animals are very quick, but not nearly as maneuverable as our California sea lions, and they definitely can't hop out on the land like our California sea lions can.
Yes, goodness, there he goes. There he goes. Okay. Ooh, he's showing us his cheapers too. Guys, you see, hey, by the way, little side note, you might think, my goodness, this guy's got cavities. But no, actually, California sea lions have a very beneficial bacteria that grows on their teeth. Believe it or not, it actually does help keep them nice and protected there. We also, you might notice, they actually brush their teeth from time to time. It's always kind of fun. I don't know if it's going to happen this show, but if you ever catch another one, have a look out. Sometimes they get their little teethers brushed here. But tell you what, Sam, I think we need to show the seals a little bit of love. I think they're being a little bit more shy today. Parker, hello again, hello. But over here on the back beach, we're going to see, again, solid color, California sea lion. But Sam, it's kind of a different story though, my goodness, but it does come to our harbor seals, right? They have a whole different type of camouflage, don't they?
Well, yes, our harbor seals are going to have a type of camouflage called disruptive camouflage. That's the same type of camouflage our military members use. My friend over here has a camo hat. That is disruptive camouflage right there that you're wearing, my friend. Now that's going to help to obscure the outline of their bodies. So when they are in the back there on the back beach, it's really hard to distinguish them against those rocky areas. And when they're in the water, the sunlight's going to be coming on through, making lots of spots and speckles. And well, it's pretty hard to see them in the kelp forest when they are using that camouflage. Now speaking of being in the kelp forest, they're going to want to spend a lot of time down there looking in search of their food. And I can't go down as long as these animals can you?
You know, honestly, it's very, very impressive here. Because not only, okay, obviously, yes, seals will be eating small schooling fish and squid, but think about it, y'all. Sometimes they don't want to use all that energy chasing down that really fast fish, right? And so what they do is they'll actually take advantage of a couple of really cool adaptations they have to dive. Guys, get this. 1,500 feet deep, guys. That is as deep as they found a harbor seal. That's 1,500 feet deep. But why do they do that? Well, they also eat something called benthic invertebrates, things that live on the very bottom that don't have a backbone, that are very slow moving. They're just kind of an easy lunch, right? It's like going to Taco Bell or something for them, right? A little easier than making a big elaborate meal. But yes, guys, now, of course, also to be able to do that, they have to hold their breath for a very long time as well here. And in order to do that, guys, if you can believe it, up to half an hour, 30 minutes is actually how much they can hold their breath for. So again, very, very impressive there. In fact, sometimes, y'all, and actually I challenge you, if you guys are here this afternoon, you guys see these rocks over here on the far right-hand side kind of popping out of the water? That's actually a seal bed. Yes, our seals like to sleep on there, and a lot of times they'll actually sleep with their head underneath the water. It's really fun to watch. I'd probably do the same thing if I could hold my breath for that long, my goodness. But Sam, I think one more thing we do have to get to, though, about these seals. We saw a little bit of that jiggling, guys. You guys see that jiggling? They didn't do it super much this show, but I saw it a couple times here. What was up with that really cute movement they were doing, Sam?
Well, if we do get a look to see at our harbor seals, they do have much shorter front flippers than our California sea lions. They can't hold themselves up and walk around on them. Hey, that's not nice. Don't make fun of their short front flippers. They instead do something called galumping when they are on land. And that is a scientific word. You can use that as a new vocabulary word. It means to move in an awkward or clumsy manner. And it kind of looks like they're doing a little worm when they're on the land. And that is, again, because of those short front flippers, but also because they do not have rotating hips, so they can't do that walking, run, and galloping among them. Now, since we're getting a another great look at our California sea lions, and we're seeing our harbor seals pop up. There is one adaptation that they have in common with each other. It's sort of on their face, and our cats and dogs might have that as well.
Yes, 100%. Not gonna lie, it's probably one of the things that make them so very cute here, and that's gonna be whiskers, right? And again, I challenge you after this show that really close, you're gonna notice every single one of them have these whiskers. Now, we were talking earlier, of course, our water off our coast is not only is it cold, right? It's a little murky, right? It's really kind of nutrient rich, is what we like to say at the aquarium here. And so in low light conditions, and then also, obviously, if you're a diver, you know conditions can vary very, very much from day to day out here. They still gotta eat, right? Even when it's murky out there. So they actually use those whiskers to kind of get around and sense that prey in their environment. Now, y'all, unfortunately, my time has come. I gotta skedaddle here in just a moment. But I got some good news for you before I do, okay? Their population is doing really good right now off of our coast. In fact, Sam and I, we always are going out on the whale watching boats. In fact, today, if you got a whale watch, you got Sam on the 12, me on the 3 today. Fingers crossed for whales, y'all. We'll see. But anyway, we're always seeing the seals and sea lions out there. It is so encouraging. One thing we're concerned about, though, guys, is what they like to eat. Small schooling fish and squid, and those big invertebrates that like a chilly water temperature. So again, I gotta skedaddle, but tell me a little bit how we can take care of them. Thank you so very much, y'all.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you to our mammologist team. And a big thank you to all of you. We are a nonprofit, so your visit today really helps to support these animals. And also, you can learn how to make healthy choices for yourself that are also healthy choices for our ocean. Because of that ocean warming, it's going to cause less of those schooling fish and squid wanting to hang out in these warmer waters. What we can do are things like, well, changing up our diet a little bit. Anyone here enjoy eating their fruits and veggies? All right. How about this? How about anyone enjoy eating seafood?
Looks like it's pretty.
Yeah, there we go. It's not a trick question, even though we're in an aquarium. We absolutely support you eating sustainably sourced seafood as well as local fruits and veggies. These items produce far less carbon emissions than land-based protein and use less fresh water, less land, and all of that. So we're not saying you have to go vegan or vegetarian, but including a little bit more of these in your diet. Maybe try doing a meatless Monday every now and then. It can lower your personal carbon emissions and help out our ocean and ocean animals, just like our fabulous seals and sea lions. Again, thank you so much for coming to visit. If you have any questions, well, Zach and I, we're going to be hanging out here for a couple more minutes, hanging out with our seals and sea lions, so feel free to come up and ask questions. If not, once again, thanks so much. We hope you have a great rest of your visit here at the Aquarium of the Pacific. Thanks, everyone.